Alright, welcome back to season 3 of our show. Today, it's homemade baked beans. Let's show you how to get them done. So right here we have some pinto beans. Now I boiled these down. This is what you're going to want to do. You don't want to put all this together in one pot. You're going to have to cook this in stages if you want a really great baked bean. So pinto beans, I got some mustard here. This is stone ground mustard. I got some molasses, a couple of different onions. I got one green, one purple under here, and then I have some jalapeno peppers, homemade barbecue sauce, brown sugar, and some cut up pork sausage here. Let's show you how to get it going. All right, we got our beans over here. We got our sausages right here. They're going in. That's the first thing you want to throw in. I got some nice pork fat in here. And we're just gonna brown these up a bit. Now I had these on the smoker, and what I usually do is I'll smoke some sausages. You could use hot dogs, you could use whatever you like. I'll smoke some, I'll put some away. I'll save some for a rainy day, like today. I'll freeze them, and I'll pull them back out. And it's always a great way to have some smoked sausage in the house. So we're going to brown them up, and it's very important that you get these nice and browned up, because if you don't brown these up, you're not going to get that flavor out of there like a traditional baked bean. You can also use bacon, pork fat, you can use a lot of different things. So today we're using a pork sausage, and we're using that lard. And that lard's very important in here too, because you want that flavor. So get that lard in there. So now that we got those in, let's go in with our ingredients now. We're going to go in with our onions, jalapeno. We're going to cook that down. Now a lot of people will make this, and what they'll do is they'll use a bunch of powders. They'll put them in there, like onion powder, garlic powder. This is a dish that you want to have it fresh. So you don't want to use any powders. Even in a pinch, you can skim. Instead of the pinto beans and doing those from scratch, you can buy them in a can, and you can use canned pinto beans if you have to save some time. I'd rather use a canned pinto bean and keep my ingredients in here fresh than to sacrifice the flavor. You know, people say, what's the big deal with baked beans? But you know what? It is a big deal. So you want to cook them down. Get all that flavor out of those onions and the jalapenos. And you could see the change in color in there. It looks beautiful. And this is where you want to use the lard. You're not going to get that pork flavor out of there without that lard. And that's a traditional baked bean. All right, we got those cooked down. Now in with our beans we go. We get the whole thing right in there. Just give them a stir. Now it's coming together beautifully. And tell me that doesn't look beautiful. And you know, when you buy this stuff in the can, don't do that. In a pinch, yeah, you can buy it in a can, but it's filled with so much junk in those cans that sugar and everything else. And speaking of sugar, we're only using just a little bit. That's it, brown sugar. We're going in with a homemade barbecue sauce. You could use as much as you want or as little as you like. And that's it. So we're going in with that. This way it's quality going into that pot. Now we're going to go in with a mustard. And the mustard I'm using today is a stone ground. So I'm going in with a nice chunk of that. And make it yours. Just taste it and go along with it. I'm using our molasses. Good amount of that. Get it nice and sweet. And that's it. We're going to just cook it down. Give it a nice stir in here. And you'll see everything just come together. It's that simple, that easy, and that delicious. Look at that. And now you got some traditional baked beans. All right. We're going to let this simmer down for about 20 minutes on low. Bring it up to a boil and put it back down on low about 20 minutes. And we're done. We'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are 15 minutes into this, and I'm just going to show you what we have going on here. Now, I left the lid cracked just to let some of that steam get out of there. Now, look at this. I want you to see the consistency on here. If you look at the consistency on here, it's not like beans that you find in a can. They're all mushed down. Look at that. Those are real beans, real baked beans. Look at that. That's what you want. We're going to let this tighten up a little bit more and let some of that liquid get out of here. So when you do cook your beans and you let them cool, keep that liquid, because that liquid is going to make the gravy in here for the bean. So you have something to, don't drain them completely, because you're going to have to add water or a stock, and you don't want to do that because it's going to loosen this bean and then it's going to be too watery and you're not going to get it tight again. So don't do that. That bean will tighten up because of the starch in it. So just leave the starch in there and leave the starch water in there and leave the lid cracked and it'll tighten up. That's it. We're going to see you back here when these are ready. So give them about 20-25 minutes. You're good to go. We'll meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Okay, 26 minutes in. That's what it took. Let's just show you these. Look at those. Beautiful. And they're still nice and hot. Let's plate up. Show you what these look like. Gotta get a little bit of those onions in there. And I'm gonna go with just a little bit more broth in there. You could see the consistency in there, which is beautiful, right? Look at that. All right. If you like this video, more videos about to come, please don't forget to hit that like and hit that bell. This way you get those notifications first. If you want to see this plated up with a beautiful fried chicken meal, we're going to leave a link in that description too. Until next time, thank you. We enjoyed having you. Gotta get that little bit master taste there.